Under the Bridge, Chapter 4. It was only a dream. There was a room with a lot of lights and people. There was music too, and a little girl in a yellow dress danced. We were right, Martin said. The bad people were in the house with Emily. They came and then they went again. Perhaps they know about the police. There were tears in Bee's eyes. She put the shoes and the dress near her face. She remembered a little girl in the dress. Her little girl. Were the tears for that little girl or for Emily? She didn't know. Martin put his hand on Bee's. Bee, we want to find Emily. My men are going to watch the house again at night. Perhaps the bad people are going to come back with Emily. Can you watch it too? Then Martin went away. Night came. It was dark under the bridge, but there were lights in the road. There was a car near the tall house. It was a police car, but the road was empty. Bee wanted to sleep. Her head was full of strange pictures, but she didn't want them. She wanted her old quiet life, but she wanted to find Emily too. She looked at the tall house. It had a big roof. Every house in the street had a big roof, and some houses had windows there. In one window there was a light, and a young man sat with a book. Bee had a new picture in her head now. There was a room with a lot of lights and people. There was music too, and a little girl in a yellow dress danced. Look, Mama, she said to Bee, new shoes. Then the picture went and Bee was under the bridge again. Suddenly her eyes went to the tall, dark house. Why did she look there? Was there a person? The windows were dark, but there, up in the roof, there was. Bee looked and looked. It was difficult in the dark. What was it? Bee's mouth opened. It was a small white face. It was the face of a little girl. Bee closed her eyes and waited. Then she opened them. There was no face, no little girl. It was only a dream. Bee closed her eyes again, this time for sleep. Chapter 5. She's in the house. No. The man in the water said, I can't swim. Good, said Bee. Good morning, Bee, Martin said. It was early. It was a nice day. The sun was hot, but it wasn't hot under the bridge. He sat down. Bee smiled. She liked the sun and she liked Martin. She took the book of photographs out of her bag. She wanted to look at the pictures again with her new friend. They looked at a picture of a big house. Did you live there? Martin asked. Perhaps, Bee said. She started to sing again. Martin listened. Today Bee's song was beautiful. It was a slow love song. Martin remembered the song. Perhaps his mother sang it to him. Bee looked at the dress and the yellow shoes. I dreamed about my little girl, she said quietly. She danced and I sang a song for her. Did she like the song? Martin asked. Yes. Then it went dark again. Her face was at the window. Bee was unhappy. There were tears on her face. Where was the window in your dream, Bee? Up there, in the roof. Martin looked across the river. The window was dark, but he looked again. What was that on the window? Yes, there were some letters. Martin took his phone. Quick, she's in the house in the roof. Bee watched. Martin and the policeman went into the house quickly. They didn't see a man in the garden, but Bee did. The man came out of a window and went across the garden and then across the bridge. His legs moved quickly. His face was very red. He came under Bee's bridge, but he didn't see Bee. She was very quiet. Was this the man? Did this man take little Emily? Suddenly Bee had a new feeling. She was angry. This was a very bad man. He took children. The man came near Bee and she put her foot in front of him. He didn't see it and he went into the water. There was a loud noise. The policeman came out of the house and looked at the river. No. The man in the water said, I can't swim. Good, Bee said. The policeman took the man from the river. Then they put him in a police car. The policeman took the man away in a police car. Martin came out of the tall house. There was a little girl with him. She had dark hair. She looked across the river at Bee and smiled. Chapter 6. I know your name. She had a family. People loved her. She put her hand on Martin's. I went away, she said quietly. I remember now. Martin was happy. Emily was at home with her mother and father. The man was at the police station, but Martin wanted to know about Bee. The bridge wasn't a good place for her. Was there a home for Bee too? Martin remembered the photographs and her songs. Then he went on his computer and he looked at some old newspapers. Yes, he said after a lot of work. There was a picture of a famous young woman and a little girl in a yellow dress, the picture in B's book. There was a story with the picture. Where is Beatrice? B looked up at Martin. Hello. She smiled. How is Emily? Martin sat down. She's well. She says thank you. The police went into the house and she was in a small room in the roof. She was in the house. We didn't know, but you did. B's face went red and she looked at the river. B, Martin said quietly, I know your name. B didn't understand. Yes, I'm B. Your name is Beatrice. And you were a singer, a good singer. I like singing, B said. And you had a family and a daughter. Her name was Grace, B said quickly. There was a light in her eyes. Her name was Grace. I remember. There was a car accident. You weren't well. You didn't remember things. Then one day you weren't in your room. Your family looked for you. The police looked for you, but they didn't find you. B's head felt very light. She had a family. People loved her. She put her hand on Martin's. I went away, she said quietly. I remember now. Martin felt tears in his eyes. Look, Beatrice. A car stopped near the bridge. A young woman came out. She was tall and beautiful and her dress was yellow. Mama, she said, and she put out her hand. B looked at the woman and she had a good, happy feeling. There was love in her eyes. Then she looked at Martin. Thank you, she said. And B went away from the bridge, away from her 2 bags. She went to her new life. Martin watched her. No, B, he said. Thank you. And he looked at the tall old house with the dark windows. It was empty again. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe, watch and share.